welcome to a brand new episode of Hero Huddle. This is a show where I, Tomahawk,
and I, Stu,
we discuss the pop culture nerd news of the week, and we have a good time while we do it.
Usually.
This week, we're talking about Aaron Pierre. He's cast in Man of Tomorrow, so he's coming back as John Stewart. We know that now. We know that they're not going to kill John Stewart in this new Green Lantern TV show that's coming out.
Do you think they're going to kill Hal Jordan?
I think it's a possibility.
I think the fact that we know Aaron Pierre is going to be back and not... Help me. What's his name?
Kyle Chandler.
Yes. Now that we know that but we haven't confirmed him coming back. A little sus, you know?
That trailer, though, for Lanterns really wanted you to think that, like, he's going to die over the course of it. It's like, you're old and you're washed up, Hal Jordan. You got to make way for the new blood or whatever. Like,
they must not know who Hal Jordan is.
I don't know. Like, initially going into it, I was like, I don't know, maybe Hal Jordan is going to, like, die at the end of the series and it's just going to be John Stewart as the primary Green Lantern. But that trailer, it kind of leaned so heavily into, like, you're done, Hal Jordan, that I'm like, I don't know. I think he's going to live.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they killed him off.
Yeah.
But it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, well, they didn't say he was in Man of Tomorrow. So maybe he just retires. Maybe he's like, man, I am too old for this. And he just hangs up the suit.
Maybe if it were up to me, I think I would have it that, like, one or two of the Green Lanterns is more like Earth-based and the other is, you know, more cosmic-y. Obviously, Guy Gardner's going to be, like, the more comedic Green Lantern, I guess. So, like, I'm not taking him too much into account here. But, yeah, I could see Hal Jordan being the, you know, the cosmic Green Lantern and John Stewart.
I'm going to go off and save the galaxy, and then John Stewart stays for the Justice League.
Yeah. Like, if there's a Supergirl sequel at some point in the future, maybe she teams up with Hal Jordan.
That makes sense.
But I don't know. I'm not James Gunn. Who knows if he's going to be there?
I wish I was James Gunn.
But, yeah, we don't know a ton about Man of Tomorrow. It is pretty heavily speculated that the Brainiac is going to be the villain. And it is going to be some kind of, like, team up probably with Lex and Superman.
Yep.
And
which is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. This is like the first time, and granted, there's only been so many live action Superman movies, but, like, this is like the first time on the big screen where, like, Lex Luthor has, like, an actual hatred for Superman just because of what he is, rather than, like, anything he's done to slight him. Because, like, I think in, like, the original movies with Christopher Reeves, it was more of like a Superman keeps ruining my plans to become rich and more rich than I am, so I don't like him. But, like, in the comics, it's usually been like, I hate Superman because he's an alien, and he's going to trick us. He's going to trick all of us.
Yeah.
And this is definitely the first time doing that kind of motivation for Lex. So it could be very funny to see them just turn that around to make him you know, collaborator.
Lex Luthor is like, you think you're better than me? Was a villain.
Yeah.
Like, just comic book villain.
Yeah. Yeah, that's literally it.
And I do think Nicholas Hoult has done the best job of just presenting that as his version of Lex.
Yeah, just racism, honestly. His biggest motivator.
Yeah, that's his greatest strength.
Oh, man.
But yeah, when they first announced that James Gunn was doing this Superman movie that came out last year, and, like, it started coming out that there's going to be all these characters in it, like Hawkgirl and Green Lantern and, like, Metamorpho. It's like, oh, is this not going to be just like a Superman movie? Is this a Justice League movie? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
But it's still pretty heavily just centered on Superman. Like, they are just, you know, side and secondary characters. It does make me wonder how much of Man of Tomorrow is going to be, like, Justice League setup versus like Like, they have said it's not gonna be a sequel to Superman. This is not Superman 2: Man of
Yeah.
Tomorrow. This is a movie called Man of Tomorrow.
Yeah. I kinda like that. I kinda like the not having to be a direct sequel, timeline-wise. It just be like, "Hey, this is like another story in this Superman's,
And it
career." Yeah. Like that.
makes me wonder who's gonna be the main character, though. Maybe Lex is the main character of Man of Tomorrow.
No, I think it's probably still gonna be Superman.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
Because
see.
here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. When it comes to James Gunn and his sequels, I don't love his titles.
The
Guardians
Suicide Squad.
Volume 2, Volume 3, I think it's kind of lame,
Yeah, it's like a music thing, I
I
guess.
guess. But come on. The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad
Come
was
on.
pretty bad.
That is
That's pretty bad.
I have
Honestly, it should be
yeah.
illegal.
That should not be a thing.
It's one of those things that has been around forever, because I
Mhm.
remember that we had, like, Final Destination 1, 2, and 3, then The Final Destination, then Final Destination 5,
Mhm.
and then Final Destination Bloodlines with no number after it. I'm like, there's just no consistency here.
Mhm. Personally, I love just subtitle. Whatever the thing is and then subtitle. As long as the subtitles are distinct enough to like
Yeah.
tell them apart. For instance, a bad one is Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. And then there's another movie called Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales.
Yeah, you can't have 2 words in your subtitle that are the exact same. Well, not like any words, but obviously like very important words.
Yeah,
Dead and man. Like you can't do that.
like, come on. You're
Yeah.
going to confuse people. Just
Yeah.
call it something else.
All like the Star Wars movies did pretty good about that. Like each of their subtitles are pretty
Distinct. They're
unique,
distinct. Yes.
distinct. Yeah, you know exactly what what trilogy they're from, and what they're mostly going to be about, things like that.
Hmm?
So they do a good job.
I was doing a big rant earlier at work about my conflicted feelings on Star Wars.
Hmm.
I ended up staying late, and it's partly why this recording is late. But I will give Star Wars that. The subtitles for each movie are distinct. So good job. Good
You,
job,
you,
George
you,
Lucas.
uh, you got one.
You got one. You got a
Congratulations.
point from Tomahawk. So who are some other characters that you'd like to see in Man of Tomorrow?
Supergirl. I feel like Supergirl might set up Man of Tomorrow, because Supergirl comes out first, right?
Yes, that's coming out this year.
This year, yeah. I feel like Supergirl's probably going to set Man of Tomorrow up in some way. Maybe not like in its entirety, but like something in Supergirl will probably do something brainiac-y and allude to it being in Man of Tomorrow, if that makes sense. Like you said earlier, without it being like direct sequels and stuff like that, it probably won't be that close in it, but it'll probably be something along the lines of like maybe like a Marvel like a in credit scene kind of thing, where there's like,
Like an
oh hey,
equivalent, yeah.
yeah, like, oh hey, I went back to go do this, and Brainiac was headed towards Earth or some crap like that. I don't know. I don't write that stuff very well, so
Lobo's
all those
gonna say
professionals do.
something about Brainiac. He's gonna
Yeah,
mention a
yeah.
Lobo. Like Lobo's gonna bring
Lobo
up a
Lobo
Brainiac
was
Easter egg.
hired by
Yeah,
Brainiac to hunt down and catch Kara
yep,
and bring her back to the dome.
perfect.
Perfect. We should, yeah. No, we'll keep a tag on this just in case
Mhm.
I'm right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping that we get some crossover from Creature Commandos,
Yeah.
a thing that I think most people completely forget exists,
Yeah.
and with good reason. Actually, maybe there's a chance that Peacemaker shows up in Man of Tomorrow. Where he ended that second season, I think it's
They'd have to nerf him character wise, I think, because he is very like rated R
yeah.
for that. If they're going for like a PG, maybe PG-13 for Man of Tomorrow, then
Mhm.
ooh, he's not going to work very well with that team unless they just like don't give him many lines or something like that.
Cut that.
There we go. Or leave it. That's fine.
Yeah, whatever.
It's kind of funny.
So loud.
I know. I would like to see. I would like to see anything like any more Justice League members,
Hmm.
core team members. You know, your Batman, super, not super, Wonder Woman, Martian Manhunter would be pretty good to
Yeah,
bring in Man of Tomorrow. That'd be really cool.
I'd love a good Martian Manhunter that's actually
Mhm.
present.
Yeah. I'd imagine if you saw the Snyder Cut,
I
obviously.
did. Yeah, that
Imagine
is
if they left Martian Manhunter in and then actually like had him for the rest of the movie. Would it make the movie much better? No, but it'd be
no.
cool.
It would
It'd be
be
cool.
cool. It'd be interesting, actually. So, all right, when it comes to stuff like that, like us nerds that like know who these characters are, we'd be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. But like, if my dad sat down and watched that, he would just be like, what?
Why is the Hulk in this?
Why is there just a random alien in this? Where did he come
Uh,
from?
yeah. He does just show up out of nowhere
Yeah,
in the Snyder Cut, and then he's just gone, and you're like, oh, okay.
actually, this character that's been here since Man of Steel, I'm actually an alien.
Yep.
Do not think about this too hard. Do not ask questions like, why didn't you help out at any point ever before now? Martian Manhunter's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
He's cool.
they don't treat him like he's cool. It
I think
bothers me.
that's I think that's like the issue with like especially I say older, but especially the Snyder movies
Mm-hmm.
where like they will take a cool character and then make them not very cool, or take a not very cool character and try to make them cool and just fail. Like Aquaman.
Aquaman.
I personally do like Aquaman as like an idea of a character
Mm-hmm.
because I think the King of Atlantis, water powers, control. See, that's a cool. If I had superpowers, if that was my superpower, I'd be like, oh, that's awesome. But like, he's always been kind of goofy, and you can't really take him seriously because
Yeah.
if there's no water, what's he gonna do, really?
I really like silly Aquaman more than serious Aquaman,
Mm.
but like the Jason Momoa Aquaman, it feels too much like a guy trying to be cool. Like, I don't know, did you ever have like a friend in high school who was just like, "Hey guys,
Oh yeah.
don't call me Josh anymore. Call me Cobra."
Yeah, that was until college, actually. Um, in college, we were
Oh,
giving each other nicknames
that's
in our
too
little
late.
friend group. Huh?
I said that's too late.
It's
That's
too late, I know,
you're way too
but
old.
that's why it's really funny. So we're giving each other nicknames just, for fun, and he's like, "I want you guys to call me Bullseye," and we're like, "You can't pick your own nickname,"
Yeah.
but he insisted on it, and I'm like, are we doing this? And everyone's like, well, let's just do it. So he stops complaining about not being called Bullseye anymore. There was no reason to call him Bullseye. He played the trumpet in marching band. That's his like one accolade.
Now, I do want to mention real fast. People hear that my name's Tomahawk and they think that it is me doing the thing that I just said, where it's like, call me Tomahawk. No, this is a name that was given to me by my parents. I am Tomahawk. I've always been Tomahawk. I know. I'm not a hypocrite. Anyway,
Yeah.
so if they did bring over somebody from Creature Commandos, who would you want it to be? And why is it G.I. Robot?
It's G.I. Robot. It's he is probably just the best character.
It's just the best one.
He
I love him so much.
is the only character that will 100% morally be in the right in every decision he ever makes.
Every time.
I love consistency.
Yep. Love it. He's also like a gentle soul.
Yeah.
He's a gentle soul who loves
Yeah.
violently killing Nazis, and I love that.
He's a bot after my own heart.
Mm-hmm. Because Nazis deserve what G.I. Robot gives.
Absolutely.
The YouTube algorithm won't censor that.
Definitely not. I think backing up a little bit
Mhm.
to actually talking about Green Lantern.
Okay, yeah.
because I think we got a good list of characters that we want to see in Man
Absolutely.
of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I still do hope Green Lantern is good. Obviously, I never expect something, or I never hope anything flops.
Right.
I always hope for the best with everything, even if it's something I don't necessarily like, because a lot of people put their time, money, and effort into these things. I am excited that the studio has enough confidence in Aaron Pierre as John Stewart to go ahead, boom, in the movie. That's a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
They must have liked something that they shot for the.
Last week we talked about the trailer from Lanterns, and we didn't love it. I do think the backlash of that trailer has been a bit extreme. Like, I think it's getting a lot more hate than it necessarily deserves, because honestly, I don't think it looks bad. I think it looks fine. Like, to a point where, like, it looks kind of just boring. Like, I feel like I know exactly what I'm going to get with it.
Mhm.
It's just going to be that trailer, but longer.
Yeah.
And that's kind of disappointing. But it doesn't actively look bad. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
it
know,
just
Shark
doesn't
Boy and Lava
really
Girl.
scream Green Lantern,
Yeah.
except for the fact that they have rings and a suit that they can put on a clothes hanger.
Which, again, Green Lantern
I
has
don't
done that in the
It's fine.
comics, but
It's
like
fine.
in modern media, I don't
Yeah.
think it really does it that often.
Even Guy Gardner's suit looked like it wasn't materialized, if that
Yeah,
makes
yeah, yeah.
sense. You know,
That
like
was a
it looked
Lord
like
Tech suit,
something.
though.
Yeah, and I'm just like, cool. It's
Yeah.
a cool suit he's got. So maybe they can make it work. Again, I'm hoping. I want it to succeed. I love Aaron Pierre. I love John Stewart. I love The Daily Show, and I just really want this to do well.
Yeah, we all want it to be good. Also, last week we mentioned like how weirdly brown the Green Lantern suit is. Guy Gardner's Green Lantern suit is very white. There's not a
It's
lot
very
of
white.
green in it,
There's a lot of white.
but
Yeah.
it is strange to me that they're this scared of just the Green Lantern costume. When it comes to superhero costumes, especially like if we're going like, just do the John Stewart look from like the Justice League cartoon. Like, it's pretty simple. It's a simple design.
I wonder if there's any kind of like licensing issues that these studios can run into with that, you know? Like,
Think
I know
so.
it's all owned by WB, but like, is there something? Because you never really do see like a cartoon to live action 1-to-1, you know?
Occasionally,
You do
but
sometimes, but like, maybe it's just that they really want to do something new with the design. They don't want to just copy.
mm,
But sometimes, just do what's familiar.
while you were saying that, I Googled Green Lantern cosplay. I think a lot of people just kind of overthink it with the Green Lantern one in particular.
I think it's just the brown is
Yeah.
kind of off-putting. Like, if they had tried to just stick with, like, the mostly white with, like, green accents like Guy Gardner had, it probably would have gotten a better reaction because it is familiar now. We know that the Green Lantern uniform is somewhat like this. But maybe they'll explain it. Maybe that suit we saw was Hal Jordan's old suit, and they went through some costume changes on the Green Lantern homeworld, and he didn't get the new suit. Didn't come in the mail.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that is what it is. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that kind of covers it.
Yeah, I think that's it for me
Yeah.
on this. Stu, is there anything you want to plug?
Yeah, you can find me at twitch.tv/Stu_, where sometimes I do games and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can find me at Tomahawk Presents on Instagram, and please subscribe to this channel. We appreciate it. If enough people subscribe, maybe we could convince Tristan to come in for an episode or two. It's okay. I know he's not ever going to listen to this, so he's never going to hear it.
We had to resurrect him.
Thoughts and prayers to Tristan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Wakanda forever.